Oh, I love coffee way too much. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another John Stokes YouTube fitness channel video. Today we're going to talk about weight loss in 2020. You are super confused and you just want to know how to lose weight. You've got different personal trainers telling you this thing, you've got different services and brands trying to sell you a diet pill. You're confused and you just want to know the science and the reality of dieting, and you want to know what is the best way to lose body fat. Well, don't worry guys, I'm here today to teach you that, and I want you to leave this video understanding how to diet and how to manipulate the calories in favor of your goal. You see, the situation isn't easy. You've got many different personal trainers who are desperate for money and they'll tell you one thing. You've got many different brands trying to push a new product and they'll try and sell you a diet pill or a supplementation, but trying to find the truth in between all of this fucking madness is hard. Listen, when I started personal training many moons ago, I too found myself in a situation where I was taught many different things and I wanted to know what was the actual science and the facts behind it so I could teach my clients to get results. Now I've got some pretty decent results and I'll pop them all up here, so I'm pretty happy and confident in talking about this subject area as I've helped many clients lose weight, shed body fat and get ripped. Okay guys, so first off, for clarity, there are hundreds of different diets and they all do the same thing. You will have heard of the keto diet, intermittent fasting, zero carb diet, clean food only diet, high fiber, high vegetable diet. They all do the same thing in the sense that they try to limit your daily or weekly calorie intake. By reducing carbs out of your diet, you are essentially lowering your calorie intake for the day. By focusing on vegetables and fruits, you are essentially eating foods that are low in calories and keep you feeling full for the day. By intermittent fasting, you are essentially limiting your window of eating, therefore reducing your calories for the day. By doing a zero carb diet, you are taking all of the carbohydrates out of your diet and therefore limiting your calorie intake for the day. So you get my point here. All dieting approaches essentially do the same thing in the sense that they lower your daily or weekly calorie intake. Now, what I've found to work for most people is instead of being too harsh on them in terms of putting them into a ketogenic or into a zero carb diet, I just prefer to lower their daily calorie intake. By limiting their calorie intake and not taking away carbohydrates, you are essentially setting that person up to diet for the long term, and therefore a dieting approach that is a little bit more sustainable is going to achieve better results mid to long term. In contrast to that, dieting approaches that focus heavily on making drastic changes, such as the ketogenic or the zero carb diet, are essentially designed to elicit a fast result and therefore can be sometimes too harsh for that person to sustain. But essentially what I want you to conclude from this is every single dieting approach that you hear of, including Slimming World and Weight Watchers, are all designed to limit your daily calorie intake. So how does this energy in versus energy out, or calories in versus calories out concept actually work? Well, the best way to understand this is to think of it like your bank balance. Imagine your savings account is your body fat and imagine your current account is your body. If you were paid £1,000 per month and you spent £1,200 per month, you would be negative £200 for the month. Now, if you were in debt £200, you'd take £200 away from your savings account, which would take your current account back up to a zero balance. This is the exact same as calories. Imagine your calorie target for the day was 1,000 calories, but you burnt 1,200 calories. You would be in a negative energy balance, also known as a calorie deficit. You would be negative 200 calories for that day. So now, because your body is in a negative 200 calorie balance, it needs to find 200 calories worth of energy from somewhere, so it attacks the fat deposits that you have in your body. And this is how weight loss works. By creating a negative energy deficit, your body then has to fuel itself, and the only way for it to find that fuel is to attack the fat deposits that you have remaining on your body. So what we have to focus on is creating a negative energy balance, and we can do that multiple ways. One is through exercising more. By exercising more, we are increasing our daily calorie expenditure or our daily calorie burn, and that's going to help us to fuel that negative energy balance further. The second and most impactful way to do this is to obviously minimize your calorie consumption. This is where the diet comes in handy. By limiting our daily calorie consumption, we can facilitate for a negative energy balance quicker by just simply eating less. Now, in synergy, very simply, By eating less and burning more, we create this negative energy balance, and that allows us to get rid of this weight quicker. Now, if in the past you have dieted and you've tried to do the calories in versus calories out concept, and you've tried to actually count your calories and you haven't lost weight, by definition, you are not in a calorie deficit. You see, the problem is with flexible dieting, it's so easy to overconsume on your calories and not be conscious of that actually happening. So let's say, for example, you've gone to Nando's and you've had a half chicken and chips, and you've put it into MyFitnessPal and you've tried to count the calories. Chances are you've probably miscounted the calories. And that's because every time you go to Nando's and you have half a chicken and chips, you are not getting a consistent portion size every time you visit. You might have a waiter behind the desk who's feeling super nice today and gives you an extra portion of chips, or you may be unlucky, you've turned up to Nando's and is giving you a smaller chicken breast size. And that's why calorie counting can be hard in its nature, but if treated correctly, is the best way to diet. So, you now understand exactly how fat loss works, but you're still asking me the question, well, John, I understand the mechanics of it now, I understand the science behind it, how do I actually lose weight? Or maybe you even want to gain weight, how can I manipulate my calories to do so? Well, it's really simple. The first thing you need to do is be an individual and know your history. If you are overweight, chances are you are overeating on your calories. In contrast to that, if you are underweight, chances are you are undereating for what you need. So the absolute first thing you should be doing is downloading MyFitnessPal, the application to track calories, and therefore start to track your history. Don't change your eating habits, don't change your style of eating, just eat as normal as possible and track the calories that you consume. If you are overweight, what I would then do if you want to start dieting is take away 10% of those calories per day and start to see your weight fall. Once you plateau and then your weight hits a certain level and won't move anymore, drop it a further 10%. Again, in contrast to that, if you want to weight gain, you need to know your history. So start tracking your calories for a week or two and identify how much you are typically eating on a day-to-day basis. Then go ahead and increase that by 10% per day. By doing that for both weight loss and weight gain, you are essentially setting yourself up for a sustainable future of progress. Dropping or increasing your calories any more than 10% is likely to cause you to fail and not be able to sustain the diet or weight gain for long term. And that's my honest approach as a coach for you. There are many different calorie counting calculators out there, however they are not specific to the individual and are likely to give you a figure that is out of reach in terms of the sustainability of that figure. So like I said guys, if you are overweight, chances are you are overeating, so get yourself on MyFitnessPal, track your calories for 2 weeks, identify what figure you are typically consuming, drop it by 10% and you will start to lose weight. And again, if you are trying to gain weight, work out your average figure over 2 weeks of eating as normal as possible by tracking your calories, and then just slightly increase those calories by 10% per day. And that's it guys, continue that theme and format until you reach the desired goal weight, and then raise your calories back up to maintenance, and that's as simple as it is. You're now leaving this video understanding the mechanics of weight loss and the science behind it, and you also understand how to manipulate your calories in favour of your particular goal, whether that's weight gain or weight loss. I hope that helps guys, and I'll speak to you soon.